Give me a moment here. I'm trying to restart my phone so I can get live to be live on Facebook. So typical Facebook makes changes to the program while I'm not looking, and I'm one of the least techie people you know. And so let's see what we can do now. Oh, oh man. Okay, found it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for persisting with me. I'm stumbling through some technology issues as usual. They changed the Facebook layout. So, for people like me, I'm not particularly tech oriented. Um, it gets kind of complicated. Good morning, Leslie Walked. How are you? So this is the live Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness group event that happens every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And the idea is that you write in the comments your question so that I can answer it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you have in mind and that what you need to be addressing. This morning when we did the 7:30 live, there were one question that came up was, how can I stay in the moment? And this is the big question every day. Like, catch myself leaping forward into the future, trying to create things and muscle it into place or manage things. And when I let go and I just be in the moment, all of my needs and everything that's going on that I'm worried about gets taken care of. I'm going to close the door. Hang on. Well, we did come back from our journey with a little bit of illness, so there's some coughing and sniffling and a lot of that kind of thing going on right now. And I still want to answer your questions. So, hi, Marco. Hi, Leslie. I'm wondering what your questions might be. Marco, even though you're my assistant and my dedicated VA, and I certainly appreciate all the help that you give me keeping things afloat while I was gone. You get to ask questions too. Is there anything you want to know? You might want to start with questions like that begin with what, why, or how. These kinds of questions give you the most information. If I ask a question, should I do this or that? I'm going to get a yes or a no, or it's going to say something other than this or that, but you, rather than try to hunt down a question on yes or no answers, hunt down a question that's going to give you more background information, what's going to take you deeper and further in your life and create a bigger opening for your spiritual growth and your soul development. Because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the juice is. This is where we get our real fulfillment in life, and where we get a sense of belongingness is by embodying our soul's light and being and living as our soul on a day-to-day basis, And so the questions really have to do with, how does my soul view whatever it is I'm going through right now? How does my soul, what does my soul have in mind for presenting me with this or that problem? These are the kinds of questions that really provide juice and growth potential and a way out that is most practical and most important for you. So I'm really looking forward to answering any questions you have. In absence of that, I'm going to talk about my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, an Akashic Records Guide to Living a Fulfilled Life. That's what this whole group page is about. It's about bringing forth your soul consciousness so that you can live a fulfilled life. Because this is like that good feeling you get when you feel that the divine loves you and has you, and there's really nothing that you can do wrong. You're just going where you're going and doing what you're doing, and everything's falling into place. That's the feeling that I have when I'm in the Akashic Records, when I'm in the energy of my own soul, or in the energy of your soul when I open your records. And I channeled an entire book about this. This is 360 pages. It's not just a little ebook. It's not a little flash in the pan. It's not the short version. It's the long version. And there are 13 energy practices that you get taught in this book that deal with, getting through worry, or letting go of fear, resistance, judgment. 13 energy processes that have to do with manifesting as your soul, manifesting as a master as your soul. And these processes are good for lots and lots of different circumstances and ordinary life occurrences. We are all getting to know life on earth as it is, and we're all getting to know ourselves as souls. So, we're all beginners all the time. We're all beginners. It's just how it is. It's all right to be a beginner, and that's the deal. And the more often I can operate from that, okay, I'm just going to learn something here, and perhaps come from curiosity, the easier my life is. This morning, the cards that were drawn were the intuition card. And this is from the Reconnecting Soul deck, 142 DNA activation cards by Adrienne. I find these cards very, very useful, very, very uplifting, very valuable. This is the symbol on the intuition card. And you can literally take this symbol into your energy system and let it move around in your physical body and interact with different parts of you. The symbol can be assimilated by the body much easier than the words. It bypasses that mental obstacle of wanting to pick it apart and translate it and add meaning and subtract meaning and argue with it or whatever. The symbol has value and it has energy, and you can take it in just that way. And I think probably the obstacle to intuition, as with channeling or even doing Akashic Records readings, is letting go of possibility of being wrong. What if you're wrong? What if I don't know the right thing? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I upset the person? What if this whole thing just falls flat on its face? You know what? It might happen. it might happen. But the value in learning to trust what is I'm receiving from the divine, from my Akashic masters, teachers, and loved ones, or from the Akashic beings of light, or from Anubis, whoever is participating with me at that moment, whatever I receive from this being usually has more vision, more depth, more value in it than I can really properly assess as a human being. And if I go with it and step forward into it, it kind of opens it the more I travel in that message. The more I open to that message, the more I feel the energy of the message that's coming through, the more pictures I get that illuminate the message, the more physical sensations I may receive. And learning to trust that is a huge part of being a psychic, a channel, an Akashic Records reader, or, anything like that. And, it's a leap of faith. You got to just dive in. And in my experience, diving in with what comes through first is where the meat and potatoes are. Just going forth. And that to me is the richest and deepest version of intuition that I can offer you. It's really, really leaning into what I'm receiving as the message or the information or the value that is in the conversation, the inquiry that I'm presenting my guides with for today. And they were strong on telling us this morning about staying in the moment. And rather than trying to predict what's coming for tomorrow or today or the next week, and, predictions are usually about what's coming down the pike that I don't really want to have and how do I get around it. That's what we're really afraid of. And rather than lead you into that fear or come from a place of fear like that, the guide said, listen, if you be in this moment and really feel the richness. Good morning, Samantha Hall. Thank you for showing up. Good morning, Renee Seaver, or sure, Renee Seaver. Nice to see you. The more I am in the present moment, the more possibility I have of creating the divine life that my soul has intended for me to live. Good morning, Teresa. I'm going to try and read your last name. Ziskovsky. Nice to meet you. Wow, nice to have you here. Thank you so much. And Christiane Olivier, how are you? Oh my goodness, it's Old Friends Week. I got lucky today. Wow. So the more I go with the initial impulses in answering a question and leaning into the intuition that I'm having, the inspired understanding, the more I trust it, the better life is, the better the reading, the more accurate, the more potent, the deeper the range, the more effective the reading. So I really want to support you in opening. And okay, they're saying to tell you about a class that I have coming up really soon. The first weekend in February, I'm teaching opening the channel. And if you've ever wanted to go where intuition has failed to get you, you want to go deep into channeling. You may want to be in touch with your guide or the being of light that works with you, or get a bigger, better, stronger being of light to help you, one that is more loving, more supportive, and knows who you are and is operating with you to assist you on your journey. Oh boy, what was that? Okay, so there's a big impact on my left shoulder, kind of at the base. Like, okay. They're saying that the beings of light that are working with us these days have all naturally, in the process of their evolution and growing, have gotten bigger and stronger and more powerful. So now is a really, really good time to open the channel and deepen your connection with perhaps a guide that you already have, or an enhanced version of that guide. Yep. Came back from my retreat with a little bug. Anyway, so opening the channel is going to be Saturday and Sunday. I think it's the February 2nd and 3rd, if I'm right. Let's just go there. Oh, 3rd and 4th. February 3rd and 4th, from noon to 5 on both days. And you can be in this class for $225, and it's going to be held on Zoom. And I would love to have everybody there that wants to be there. Presented as something, an offering. It's channeling has been such a rich experience and such a promotion of my spiritual growth, and a great way to deepen my connection with divine energy and divine love and divine information. It's just been so valuable, and I'd like to share that with you. Good morning, Stephanie Ansley Miller. Good morning, Pat Hansen. What's happening today? So now I'm going to go and see if you guys are posting any questions. All right, let's see what we have here. Grand rising to all, Samantha. Oh, I feel you. I feel you. It's so good to see you all. I'm so glad that you are here. And, I want to promote asking questions, because it's the question that has the information in it. Questions are like gateways to more, better, more powerful, more energetic. It opens to what's next. And, I think in my culture here in the United States, I was raised to really not let on that I have a question. Like, well, maybe the question is, what the heck am I doing? I'm blindly finagling my way through life. And I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, but you know what? I don't. And today is no different, mind you. And having questions is a natural process. And being in the question really is to be in the openness of what the possibilities are and what some of the answers might be, and what possible answer has the most energy in it for you. Okay. Teresa Ziskovsky says, I only hear them when I'm in danger, and I would like more interaction. And so, and Teresa, I'm thinking that what you're talking about is your guides, that your spirit guides. You only hear them when you're in danger. And so did you make a lifestyle of being in danger so you could be closer to them? You know, like, do you have this appetite for living on the edge, and that makes you feel alive and like you're reaching the limits and going beyond the limits of ordinary reality? And 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 the truth is, Teresa, your guides are always around you, and they just know that when you're in danger, you are particularly open and you're particularly willing to hear what is said. And if the ego is in charge saying, no, I don't need you guys, I got this, never mind, then you're not going to hear them as intensely and you're not going to feel them as intensely. Whereas when you are in danger, they will very strongly step in and help, because it's not your time to die, right? So, and the thing about opening up is to be comfortable or find a way to make peace with the fact that you do not have all the answers. And then the guides have a way of getting to you and assisting you so that they can bring you energy and information and a perspective that will be helpful. So this is a great reason to take opening the channel because you already know you have a connection somewhere with some beings, and really getting more definition about that. Thank you, Teresa. You already have a sense of who they are, and really it is being open to a deeper, closer, more functional interaction with them, maybe more on a day-to-day level. Sometimes the information that the guides give us is so ordinary and seems so lacking in fantastic, immense, eye-opening, amazing, stunning, whatever. If it's really ordinary, it still can be good information from your guides. And really, when we're asking for assistance in our lives, very often they will give us the next easiest action or perspective that will help us to get to the next moment comfortably and easily, and still maintain some semblance of ordinary organization and consciousness about the nature of reality as it is on Earth, not too wild and fantastic. Because the fantastic stuff, well, it is sensational, it's good phenomena, and it's really, like Americans, we were like hungry for that. Give me the sensational. I want to be able to tell the story about it because it's got to be really important. But, it's the little things that move us in a particular direction that over time, following that really does have us go in a different direction than we were headed. And if we hadn't listened to that, we would be on the old path that may not be as rich or as inspiring or as useful to you and to other people. So that's why it's important. Good morning, David Greased. Good morning, sunshine yourself. Now is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. What changes can we look for to confirm this? I have some interesting sensations about this question. First off, I got a sense of sadness. We got to a certain level of mastery last year in managing our lives. And Yet this year is very different. Mastery is going to look very, very different. There's a feeling of pulling inward in order to find that inner power, that inner guidance, that inner aliveness that we can true ourselves to. And it may not be as public a display or as formatted in the old way of going about things. Like for myself, I just cannot make myself do marketing in the old way, like chasing after y'all, trying to get y'all to get readings with me, trying to get y'all to buy my book. I will talk about the book because that's the thing for this year. That's what's going on this year, is I'm going to be working on selling a book. But I make invitations. I make myself available. I offer myself to the divine to be of service. And in so doing, I am directed moment by moment. I may not be given the big picture. I may not be given the next big path, steps, map of, do this, do this, do this, and you will get, this result. You know what? It's like the path isn't built that way. The path is built very much on being connected with the divine inside, in that private, most innermost self, in my soul, utilizing my soul as the connection to the divine, to true myself, to my integrity, to my knowingness, to what's next for me and who to hang with and what to do. They're just, and I make plans very loosely, like I'm offering this opening to channel class, but I tell you, I haven't even sent out a flyer inviting you all to be in it. And maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. If we get some signups, I will do it. And it's a topic that is dear to my heart, that's for sure. Okay. So in terms of Pat's question about the age of Aquarius and what can we look to for, what's the word that you use to confirm this? Well, the other thing I was feeling, I got very sad, and it's like letting go. It's like, well, we got to this level of mastery and I wanted to be able to continue counting on that. I'm going to go in that way, and I'm going to marshal on, and I'm going to go forth with gusto and self-will things to death. That is not working in this climate now. In the year 2024, it is much more about going inward and being open to receiving divine information and direction moment to moment. And, I don't know about you, but that makes me incredibly uncomfortable. I'm feeling very out of control because, okay, I put things in motion by putting activities and events out in the future along the way. Opening a channel class, beginning Akashic Records. I'm doing 4 or 5 psychic fairs, and I'll be giving talks about my book and doing readings. I put those in the future, and I'm just kind of going, okay, lead me on. If these are supposed to transpire, great. If they're not supposed to transpire, great. I'm just willing to be of service to the divine, to the people who have an appetite for what I have to share. And I think that's true for us all. Now, this is not a huge different message. I've heard this a lot in the past, but I think it was like getting ready to get ready. And now I have to just be it. I can't kind of, well, I know that. I have to really be in that raw, open, vulnerable, okay, lead me. I'm just the kid. Hold my hand. I'm this little child, divine. Hold my hand and let's walk through this together, please. I need your leadership, and I need you to escort me. through this. You're a trusting Annie Batchelder. That's excellent. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think I have a lot of ability to be otherwise. Now, you had another question up here, I think also. Didn't you have another question up here, Stephanie? I'm trying to find it. Reading Facebook as well as, Rebecca Donald's here too. Yay. It's a good turnout today. Thank you so much for being with me. It makes all the difference in the world. Okay. So I'm not finding Stephanie's other question. So when I don't trust the divine, like I'm literally unsubscribing to all these other, friends and compatriots who are doing similar classes or trying to lead the best they can, or, providing good spiritual information. But it's like, I can't pattern myself after them. And so what is the pattern that the divine is showing me? Well, it's just being in this moment and allowing this moment to be what it is and not be in an argument with it. None of that. But wait, I wanted, that's not how it works. It's not going to work that way. Okay, I think Stephanie put her question up. She says, okay, ask again. How can I support my current growth even more? I feel like I'm climbing and stretching. It's all good, right? Right? Well, yeah. And, you support your own growth by following where you're led. You are using that inner knowingness, Stephanie, to climb and stretch and move in the directions that you're being moved to move in. And you're listening, you're feeling, you're hearing, you're touching, you are experiencing. And this is how it works. And the phrase, all things will be added unto you, is coming to mind. That's part of my Judeo-Christian background, of course. But I think that's very much true, that as we go along living in the sacred moment, then all things that we need will be added unto us. Oh, if I need a chiropractor, that will be added to me. If I need an acupuncturist to work on me, that will be added unto me. And then I'll be shown what to do when the moment gets here. But the practice now is, how can I stay in the moment? And I think that's utilizing this symbol a lot. The other card that I pulled this morning was, I choose love at all times, or whatever it is. I choose love no matter what, and that might be being loving to myself, being loving to others, being loving to that part of me that doesn't know what's next or how to go forward, and I know that I'm heading in the wrong direction if I feel like I'm working at it. If I'm not like gliding and things feel kind of effortless and they're falling into place, and each day is formatting itself in the best way it can. And I'm here for the ride. I just go along with it. If I feel like I'm trying to go, wait, no, I want it this way, and that doesn't agree with it, if I'm in an argument with it, I find that still place inside of me and re-engage my trust in the divine. in my book, there are so many places where the guides are saying you have to trust the divine. You have to embody your soul's light, trust the divine. Embody your soul's light, trust the divine even more. What can I give to the divine in a way of stuff that's getting in my way? Maybe it's too much stuff in my office. Maybe it's I want more simplicity. Maybe I want more open space and open time. Maybe I want to be able to play more this year. I definitely want that. I would like to do some traveling and playing, and I want to get my book out in the world. You can buy this, by the way, on Amazon. And it's by Reverend Annie Batchelder, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, an Akashic Records Guide to Living a Fulfilled Life. And you can buy it from me. If you want to buy it directly from me, it's going to be $6 more so I can cover the shipping, because I'm going to ship it directly to you, but I will sign the book for you, and I'll put a special message inside that, and the inside cover just for you. So get a hold of me and let me know that you want to buy one. AnnieChannels.com, AnnieChannels@gmail.com. And anyhow, that as I stand in the moment and trust the divine with all my hopes and my fears, the divine knows who I am. The divine knows who you are. The divine created you to be this way. David says, I want one. Thank you, David. I'm going to start writing the inscription right away. And I may need an update on your address, so maybe you can private message me your address, David, so I can send it to you. Thank you. He's a huge supporter. Thank you so much. As I stand in the moment, trust the divine with all the things that I think could possibly go wrong here, and allow myself to be in that space of vulnerability and openness. I don't know about you, but I think it's like having a chisel in my heart, like it's opening up my heart even more. We're just little people, little beings trying to do the best we can here on earth. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be ashamed about in that. And having questions along the way is completely natural. Why is the sky blue is still a relevant question, So Stephanie says, each moment is a brand new moment for me, step by step. I'm really enjoying working with your book. It's powerful. Thank you. Yay. I'm going to be reopening the member portal as well, because a little bit different and a little less pricey. And I think that we'll meet a couple times a month instead of every week. Like every week is just too much for people, and the people need time to digest and to experience and to catch up with themselves. And I want it to be more of an exploration rather than an ordeal. Because I really like to have fun. I really, really, really like to have fun. And so I want to make it fun for everybody, no matter what. So how can I support my current growth even more? I feel like I'm climbing and stretching. It's good, right? And as you may have noticed, this year, it's as if my soul doesn't brook any conversation from my little mind, my critical mind, that's saying your body's not good enough, you're getting old and baggy and wrinkled, and you know what, I don't care. That is not relevant. That's not in accordance with my inner experience of spiritual unfoldment. I think everything's really grand, and I think my body has brought me through amazing things that I have never experienced before, and have been very helpful to me. Good morning, Anna Harmon. How are you? There's Shannon Altman Hood. Oh, that's great you're here. So we're talking again about staying in the moment, intuition, choosing love at all times, and not knowing the friggin' answers, being able to love ourselves even though we don't know the answers. We don't know what's next. We don't have a perfectly coordinated salvo of marketing opportunities right in front of us. We don't, it's, there may be a few little directives that cover the whole year. And one is stay in the moment, 2 is trust the divine, and 3 is follow directions. Good morning, Heidi Berglund Jensen. Yay, you're here too. What a joy. I'm really enjoying this. So if you have a question, you are invited to ask it by writing it into the comments. And Facebook is a little slower than you and I might be. And 3 really good things. That's what Pat said, staying in the moment, trusting the divine and following directions. And, as an unruly former alcoholic and addict, I didn't want to follow directions. I wanted to do things differently. I thought it was about living on the edge, and where I was confusing the sensations of fear with excitement. And now what I love is that feeling of peace and surrender, and that sensation of I can trust the divine to make this all work out for my highest and best good, and for the highest and best good of everyone connected to me. And that includes you, includes all of you. I want only what is in the highest and best interests of you all, because we're in this together. We got to help each other out. We got to bring each other up. We got to demonstrate what the route is, and maybe show somebody the stairway here, or the handhold over here, or the prayer here, so that we can keep going forward. I guess we're going to go forward no matter what. And whether I'm going forward with a smile on my face, or I'm like, you just never know. You just never know. I'm wondering if anybody has some questions. I would love to answer a question. Anna Harmon, I have not seen you in a long time. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for connecting. Whatever is helpful for you to ask. There are no dumb questions. There's nothing that you can't ask. Okay. Let me just ask my guides if there's something they want me to bring forth for you. So I have this sensation of my Akashic masters, teachers, and loved ones being all around me. And they are reaffirming that we are always entirely encircled with light, with love, with all kinds of forgiveness for those things that we hold ourselves in judgment for, being overly critical about ourselves. They always hold us with love, and they realize that we are very, very delicate, fragile beings. And that's why for the last couple centuries, beings of light have been projecting just plain love to this planet in support of our congruence and growing in love, in support of our learning how to love and learning to separate the illusion of love and excitement for the real thing. The real thing. And that, to me, is exemplified by my sense of the divine always being in my field, always being in the energy around me. When I embody my soul's light, I feel the divine in my energy field. And that goes deeply, deeply into the very center of my being, like shoots into me in the heart. Like when you look into water and you see the beams of sunlight flowing into the water and they seem to collect at a center point. That's what their love coming into us looks like to me. And it feels so good, so rich, so useful, and so comforting, and so helpful. One of the things I've noticed about the guides is they give simple instructions that are very practical and applicable. And if they're giving very complex instructions, that engages my brain mind in a way that's like not very welcoming. So look for the simple answer. If the big answer is go for a walk today, then that's the big answer. That's your advice. Follow directions. What are the three things? Somebody tell me. Embrace the divine, embody my soul's light, revel in my connection with the divine, and trust the information and follow directions. That seems complicated enough for this little human. All right, my dears, I love you so much, and I'm so appreciative, and I look forward to interacting with you more. If you are interested in a reading, anniechannels.com is probably the best way to go to schedule it, or come to the San Francisco Psychic Fair this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and I'm giving talks on Saturday afternoon at 5 and Sunday at noon at this fair. So I'll be there, and you can buy my book in person. I love you bunches. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me.